Hangout is live with Paul Romero on the Swiss Gold Global Network Marketing Series number 189 on this beautiful morning, Friday, Freedom Friday. That is November, I'm trying to get the date. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Oh my God. That's a good one right there. Friday the 13th. I've never had anything bad happen to me on a Friday the 13th. I don't know why people have such a problem with that. But then again, I wore number 13 on my jersey in high school football. But something did bad happen to me. I got tackled and broke my collarbone. So, hey, you know what? It's just a number, people. Friday the 13th, it's just a number. It's all what you make it. And this is Freedom Friday. So we're going to make it Hawaiian Shirt Day, having a good time with some network marketing information. And, I'm not quite sure. I was at this very, very, very special event yesterday. And, oops, wrong one. John's trying to get in, and Google is messing with his head. See what he says here. Telling me that I'm the first one here and not letting me join. I do not know. I do not know what the Google does. It's not giving me the toolbox this morning either. That's why you're not seeing down below. Freedom Friday. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's get this thing rolling here. What are we going to talk about today? I was at an amazing event yesterday, and I learned a whole bunch of different things. It was an all-day thing. It was off and on, but I had a great lunch at the Macaroni Grill in Scottsdale. Got to meet some really cool people, talk business, talk very interesting investment strategies, talk about all kinds of different stuff. Then went and had a presentation about the New World Order, not the New World Order, but an investment product that really is going to be changing the future of the face of this world and the face of investing for people and people being able to retire and do all those things. Awesome stuff. And it's just really, really amazing to me how there's people out there that are just, for lack of a better term, vibrating on a different, at a different frequency. The power of the minds of some of these people. I met the guy yesterday who crashed the Facebook IPO and heard a little bit of a backstory on that. Quite interesting. So, just, the stuff that goes on in this world that you and I, the general population have no freaking clue about is utterly amazing. And so I don't know if that's going to be our subject matter today. I just wanted to get that out there that, the things that the things that, the world that you live in, the things that are going on around you, the way that you look at things, the way you perceive what's happening around you. It's like, I don't know where you are, what level you're vibrating on, but for most people, there's a whole another plane of activity going on that just, you don't know a single thing about. It's amazing. So with that, John, how you doing this morning? You made it. Google decided to let you in, huh?
I'm doing amazing this morning. I love being part of this hangout. I'd love to hear more about your experiences yesterday because I kind of know who Paul had spent the day with there, and I know the meetup group that he probably went to last night and the presentation that was there. And you know what? That would be a great subject for Freedom Friday, is because wow, this topic could go in so many different directions. I love this. And that's what I love about doing these hangouts. But I would say I like the concept you brought up there really is for people to remember that you don't know what you don't know, really, that there is a whole other realm of thought, a whole other plateau of people on a different vibrational wavelength than us that are out there making big changes in business and in the world and putting together systems that are going to change investing, change people's ability to retire. I kind of know the product, investment product that Paul's talking about. And yeah, I agree. So I think that this subject matter is a great topic for Freedom Friday, just about the mindset. And you know what's awesome about all of this stuff, as we constantly reiterate, is that it is possible to train your mind to be more open and to seek out new ideas and new strategies and meet people that could change your life and just see how the other half thinks, so to speak.
You know, that's the key right there. You know what? Just because there's people out there that are vibrating on a different plane and, working in a whole different workspace, a different kind of atmosphere, a whole nother world, so to speak, however you want to put it, doesn't mean that if you get, exposed to this, I mean, obviously that's the very first thing, is most people never even have any exposure to this. They never become aware that it's even there, because it's not something that they ever get a chance to even touch. But if you do ever get a chance to touch something like that, and you all of a sudden become aware that it's available, that it's there, and you like it, and you say, man, I want some of that, you can actually train yourself. You can learn the skills that it takes. And, it's not like something that's going to happen overnight. But if you develop that burning desire, if it's something that you truly do want, and you create your passion and your focus and your drive towards achieving that, anybody can get there. Anybody can be a part of it. That's the cool thing.
Yeah, that is the cool thing. So I'm imagining you're talking about the 2% Club meeting last night, and then all the different cloud income properties presentations throughout the day.
Yeah, exactly. The cloud income property presentations was, like I said, where I met, really where I met a number of people that, it's just, I mean, I know that, and pretty much everybody knows that there's people out there, working in, corporate America, et cetera, and so on, that, went to school or got trained in some special field in the service. That's a big place to get really, really high tech, a lot of high tech training, is people who have gone into the service. But to actually, get out there and rub shoulders with some of these people, and sort of just get a picture of the amount of knowledge that's up here between their ears. It's quite enlightening. It's a little embarrassing. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's really humbling. You just realize that, wow, I've kind of missed out on a whole lot of opportunity and things in this world, especially somebody that's my age and has lived a life and thought I was out there having fun and doing things and learning and growing and becoming something in this world, and to realize that I really didn't go anywhere. It is quite humbling, and to see the knowledge base that they have, and the way that they're applying it, what they're doing with it, is the really powerful thing. Because anybody can have a lot of knowledge, and that's meeting somebody that has a lot of knowledge. You can sit down there and jibber jabber about anything and everything in the world, and there's a lot of those people, a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge, and they can sit there and they can talk about anything. But what are they doing with it? What I mean? That's the thing. And when you see people that are actually applying their knowledge and using their mind to analyze the world and solve problems and come up with just different things, it's really cool.
Yeah. Wow. It's funny. I'm younger than Paul, not quite half his age, and I kind of see myself getting older, and I feel like, for me, I'm truly blessed by the people that I'm surrounded by. However, I will say that when you get around people that are outside what you're used to, it's like mind blowing. And, you know, an important thing I want to point out about what you said there, Paul, is that, you know, being around that people was both like humbling, enlightening, and embarrassing. And it gets you to thinking. And you know what it is? And this is a reason why most people get stuck. Really, it comes down to a simple concept. Whenever you get into, you know, personal or development or self-development, is you always hear you got to step out of your comfort zone. You know, it's sometimes really, really difficult to do, but you've got to do it because, you know, I'm thinking, how are you going to progress and get to the next level to become a level 10 person if you only ever spend your time around level 3 and 4 people? You could kind of get stuck due to your environment, your surroundings. You should, and get comfortable. And you know how many people like to be the alpha male, the cream of the crop, and run in circles where they're the leader because it's out of their comfort zone to what, whoa, these, I would love to be more like these people, but I'd have to pay my dues and I couldn't just jump in and be the leader of this group. So therefore I'm just going to hold back because I don't want to be out of my comfort zone. I mean, that is really so critically important, is to get yourself out there surrounded by people that are the next level, people that think the way you want to think, have been successful in ways that you want to be successful. That's so important. So people, the people you surround yourself with is everything. And I'm lucky to have been, you know, Paul and I are kind of on the same level, but we push each other and kind of hopefully inspire each other to get out there and get to the next level. But it is also a good thing because having the diversity in age, where I can kind of see, like, if I kept going down the path, like, you know, some of these, you know, I can learn something from someone that's 20 years older than me that kind of started on the same journey 3 years ago and be like thankful, like, you know what, I'm glad I'm starting this young, because if I'm as smart as I am now, but at Paul's age, I'm going to be like a billionaire by the time in 20 years from now, just as Paul will be. The point I'm trying to make about that is, like, you know, to see.
You still have an extra 20 years to enjoy it. That's the point.
Yeah. And then, you know what it is too? It's like, you know, Paul probably wouldn't have wanted to go into business with someone on his level that was his own age, because that would have been more difficult for you, I think, because I think, you know, youth brings a certain energy to things. And I realize now that even I'm kind of getting old and excited to work with people that are coming. You know, I'm really excited to get into, like, bringing this back to the network marketing. I'm really, you know, speaking of that youth thing, I'm really excited to get some people that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old thinking this way at such a young age, getting on board with like a network marketing business model like Paul and I have here. Because wouldn't you agree, Paul, that that age and what they bring to the table, and I mean, there's just so many thoughts about cloud income properties and how that works, because it's the future there with the internet stuff. But basically the people you surround yourself with is what I really took out of what you said there. And then you kind of brought up the fact, and we talked about this on Wednesday, that great, you know a lot about a lot of things, or you know a lot about one particular subject, and you have all this knowledge, and that's great. But knowledge isn't what's powerful. It's how you take that knowledge and apply that knowledge. That's where the power lies. And, you know, surrounding yourselves with knowledgeable people, trying to become friends with knowledgeable people that actually go out there and do something with that knowledge. You know, think about the people you surround yourself with, and think about surrounding yourself and trying to be in contact with those types of people. That's kind of how I tied those two concepts in.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is the thing too is, like you said, it was I said humbling, embarrassing, and enlightening. And then here too, again, on another plane, empowering, because really being able to share space with these types of people, it's empowering to you. I mean, you might feel all those things at first, but those, you know, the humbling, I mean, the humbling feeling, you know, that sticks around for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. But the embarrassing piece, you know what? that goes away in a flash. And it's like, who cares? Oh, well, big deal. But, and then, being able to spend the time with them, enlightening yourself to exposing yourself to this. And then, but just being able to talk to these people is really empowering, because now, things that they're talking about, things that they're saying, it gets your mind. I mean, it creates an immediate, powerful mastermind for yourself to expand out of your comfort zone, to expand your mind into different levels and different ways and different thoughts that you would never otherwise have, which is really, really powerful and cool. So it's getting into a space like that with these types of people is an awesome mastermind opportunity. And I know for a lot of people, it's, if you get yourself into a position where this is available to you, so many people don't take advantage of it because of that comfort zone thing, that fear thing of, because you automatically, you can automatically see, wow, this person's on a whole nother level than me. And then when, say the little presentation or whatever breaks up and it's like the networking time, to be able to approach that person and ask, I mean, even just one question, ask them one question to gather some sort of information about what it is that they just talked about. That is the really, really powerful, cool space to put yourself into. One of the other really awesome things that I saw last night, something that you just mentioned, was the age gap here. And that, yeah, you know what? Had I gotten into business with someone my own age, starting out at the same plane as I was 4 years ago when I came down here to do the real estate thing, absolutely, I think it would have been not only much more difficult, probably impossible, because somebody my age, the thing is, the longer you wait, the more crap gets packed into your being, the harder it is to, the more shovelfuls it takes to cover that stuff up and start fresh with, with a nice clean pile of dirt that you can put some good seeds in and start growing some real good stuff. So, yeah, had I been with somebody my own age who was at the same plane as me, yeah, I don't think I'd be here today, to be honest with you. The youthful energy that John brings to the table, is, for me, is a critical key element to the success that I'm enjoying right now. And yeah, it really is powerful to now know that we are actually putting ourselves in a position where we can reach out now to even a younger generation than John and start, bringing some enlightenment to these folks and pointing them in the right directions to get some things done. And it was really cool last night meeting a friend of Brendan's from the 2% Club that him and his son was there, and his son was probably only, I would say, 15, maybe 16, and being exposed to this stuff and sort of I could just tell this was a kid who was very, sort of introverted and quiet and probably went to school and did his stuff and came home and probably doesn't really have a whole lot of friends. You know what I mean? There's today's world, kids don't have a whole lot of friends, I don't think. I mean, some do, but for the most part, I mean, they're so state of their self. They come home, maybe they have a group of 2 or 3 friends that they play their video games with or something like that. But I would take it that he was that kind of kid. But just being exposed to this stuff, and he did it through the cash flow game. Just them being exposed to that stuff through the cash flow game and getting that sort of a mindset of thinking just about money and about the rat race in the world and wow, what do I want to do here? And seeing the spark in this kid's eyes, and I think it's something that I bet you, if I would have looked at this kid 2 or 3 months ago or whenever before, this exposure began, I wouldn't have seen a little twinkle in this kid's eye. It was pretty neat. It was pretty neat to see that.
That's awesome. And my final thought here, and kind of tying all this in together and kind of the different things we talked about today, I kind of wrote down an affirmation for myself, because we tend to procrastinate. And as human beings, the majority of us tend to procrastinate or put things off or never just really step to the next level in our lives because we're afraid to get out of our comfort zone. And we kind of most of us fall into the category of the drifter, according to Napoleon Hill, someone that just kind of drifts through life, skates through life. Nowadays Some entrepreneurs are refer to it as the walking dead, you know. And you know what? It just gets me thinking of an affirmation. It's like, you know, I want to make every moment of my life count. You know, I don't want to be a drifter. We don't want to be drifters. We want to have purpose and meaning and be able to contribute something. And, you know, it really, one of the key things to start off with is just simply looking at who do you surround yourself with? Who do you listen to? Who do you get your information from? And are you someone that has a lot of knowledge, but you're not doing anything with it? Or are you surrounded with a lot of know-it-alls that don't take any action? Well, you know, step out of your comfort zone and do it today. Don't put that off, and realize that, you know, there's a whole other realm, a whole other class of people out there that are no different than you and I. They may be richer with money. They may have they may be richer with money. They may be happier right now in their lives, and they may seem smarter and on a level that you can never attain. But the awesome, amazing thing is that most people kind of are the same, and we all start off the same way. And all these skills, all these abilities that these people have are learnable, and you're never going to be able to learn those unless you're around people you can mimic. Because if you think about where you are in your life and you look around, like look through the past of your life, who have you been hanging out with your whole life? And think about where you are, and doesn't it make sense based on your surroundings and who you've sought out to be friends with and surround yourself with? Aren't you kind of exactly where you are, and you see the pattern there? And, you know, get out of your comfort zone, try to meet people that elevate you, that are on the next level, and it'll be embarrassing, scary, intimidating. But as Paul said, you know what? You get over that pretty quick, and it becomes like a humbling, enlightening experience that's empowering. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets, the more challenging that it gets. And you know what? My thing is, as people who are older and realize that, it's kind of our duty to kind of instill this wisdom into a younger generation, because, you know, we have the ability now to enlighten that younger generation of people. But at the same time, and this is the most important element, I think, is we can be enlightened by that generation too, in a way that we don't even realize yet, because we know what we know and we don't know what we don't know. And I know where Paul went yesterday with the cloud income property, so at this point may not be caught on to by a lot of people. But with what cloud income properties does, and I'm not here to pitch them, network marketing does the same thing. It basically is a vehicle that is the trend, not like trendy or just a fad, something that is here to stay. You know, there's a whole asset class out there that people that are my age and older really know little about, unless they're like the professionals, like the people Paul met yesterday. But like the future of this investment vehicle, the 18-year-old, 25-year-olds, gives them a chance at a real retirement. And there's I can only see upcoming opportunity. And this translates, because this is internet-based stuff I'm talking about, right to network marketing, and how you can take a network marketing organization and business to the next level, especially with the younger generation, because of the internet and the social media and all that stuff. So that's kind of my final thought for today. So I'm going to toss it back to you to kind of lead us out with the prayer.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw one thing in that Ron Davies said in his little presentation yesterday. Pretty much, you know, go out there and ask anyone of any age, including yourself, what is it that you've always wanted to do? You know, that's the bottom line. Where, you know, if you have no clue where to go, what your aim is, what your angle is, what you should be, you know, pursuing, just ask yourself, what have you always wanted to do? Ask anybody, what have they always wanted to do? And then ask them, you know, okay, why aren't you doing it? That's the bottom line right there. Why aren't you doing it? And, you know, people will justify all the reasons why they're not doing it. But the bottom line, it all comes down to the fear and you. And that's the only reason why you're not doing it. And that's what, you know, we talk about on these shows, is getting over that, you know, hump and moving into a whole new level of being the right person. And with that, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire, and that is to become the right person so that I can put myself in the right place at the right time to have everything that I want. Everybody have a great pinnacle, celebration, climax, whatever you want to call these next 2 wonderful days. And we'll see you back here on New Op Day, where we're going to get back right into the Own Your Life.